Konnichiwa, motherfucker sans. It's Gunpla Club, back in your ears again for episode 38, a mere number of days after we recorded our previous episode. Amazing scenes. I am the previously deceased Sam Smith, and this month episode, I am here with, fresh from his newly bought London flat, William Potter.
Hello, I remain a Labour voter, despite owning property.
And despite Labour.
And despite Labour, yeah.
And we're also joined, for the first time in a while, from Germany, for the last time, Calum Big Gun.
Hello, it's me, Calum, from the podcast Gunpla Club. I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
I've heard
How's
of
it
it.
going?
And you'll notice I said the word baby. Yep.
Yes.
How is that going? How's the child going?
Yeah, it's good. It's been 10 months tomorrow as we record this. Last time there was a podcast, it was, I think, that, not last time before last time. You know what I mean? That was like mere moments before my daughter was born. So I have good memories of like basically running about, freaking out, listening to that podcast. And it was a balm, a salve. But yeah, it's going good.
Did your baby say Gandum ikimasu before launching from the womb?
Yeah, absolutely dead. Yeah, you could just hear it was a very muffled. The nurses were astounded. Like, what is that sound?
Right into Xeon territory.
Yeah, and then it was that. Yes, right into side 69.
Hey.
But yeah, but it's good, and it'll probably be my last one from January because we're moving back to Scotland. So,
Hey.
2 weeks almost.
You're slightly closer to the rest of us.
Yeah, slightly.
So we'll be able to get some field reports from the land of Scotland. I will be the Scottish otaku.
Yeah, fair fucks.
Yep, it's good to be back.
So,
it's nice to speak to you guys.
Yeah.
Not that we don't speak.
Yes, no, it's the first time we've spoken in months. It's not. So Siam, unfortunately, is busy. He is working on something that we can't talk about at the moment, but it's very cool secret project. Nothing to do with Gundam, but I think it would appeal to a number of our listeners. So once he can talk about that, I'm sure he will. And then the boy they call Chopamon cannot be with us as we record, but, and it's a big but, he is going to record something he's going to record something very special for us. Something that I decide as of right now will be called Dispatches from the Weibo Zone. And he's going to fill us in on what he's been doing, what he's been building, because he has been building something, apparently.
He's going to glue us in.
He's been building a life for himself and his wife.
Very selfish.
But he's also been building some plastic models from the sound of it. So
more
please
like
look forward
Chumpamon. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
he's the only member of this podcast that ever builds anything.
Yeah, and he's the one who's watched the least Gundam. But
and he's like the sort of like what's the neutral good, I would say, of this podcast.
That's more chaotic good, surely. Like not watching the anime. What are you doing? Why do you even like Gundam?
No, but it's called Gunpla Club, right? So he's just in it for the modelling hobby.
He's such a good boy, though. I veer towards kind of almost lawful.
Lawful, yeah, probably.
Is that like the Gundam version of reading Playboy for the articles?
I've changed my mind about lawful. Have you seen some of the stuff he builds?
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, fair play to our boy Chopes. His wife loves that shit just as much as he does.
Exactly.
Titty statues all over the house.
It's the foundation of a good, solid family unit.
Yes.
This is actually... We mentioned that I'm moving, and this is actually kind of a trial and error process I'm going through, because for the first time, will have some not unsavoury anime figures, but they're entering the weeb zone.
You're dipping your toe in the weeb pool.
you've got like Corone, right?
Yeah.
Corone Chang. Now here's the thing. So if Chopes has like, I don't know, a Supersonico,
Yeah.
and him and Rachel, his wife, are both like, yeah, titties, we love it. At least they're honest. You with your Corone figure pretending. You know what I'm talking about, Calum, right? The VTuber, yes.
Yeah, I do. I don't understand how. Maybe I can get this explained to me. How is it so big, like famous wise? Wow, man, I haven't really spoke to anyone that isn't a baby for a while. So please excuse me. How is Corone? How is that?
Yeah.
How's she? I guess is she? How are they?
It's a
How are they so
woman,
famous that they have models and stuff?
Figures.
Is it just like a?
She's massive, man. She's massive.
Yeah.
But like, so all of these VTubers are well, I mean, not all of them, but the vast majority are owned, so to speak,
The
by
V is for
talent
Virgin.
agency. Yes. But they're owned by talent agencies, right?
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
So they have
like Japanese.
Yeah, so they'll have someone doing merchandising and licensing and stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, Corone's just like massive among Westerners as well, because he just kind of makes funny noises, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Ikan Bokum and all that.
Ukon Bokum.
Will renaming his Final Fantasy XIV character Ikan Bokum.
And then never logging on again.
Well, squatting
That's
the
the real
name
joke.
is well worth it, I think.
Oh, absolutely. They're also releasing, if you've heard of the card game Vice Schwartz, is like a trading card game where each set is based on an anime. They're doing a HoloLive set.
HoloLive, that's it. That's the agency, isn't it?
That's the one.
All the,
I've heard of that.
Yeah. And one of them interviewed bloody Jared Leto recently. It's mainstream.
It was horrendous.
It was amazing.
Did you watch the clip of that?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was awkward.
But I feel like
it was
anything
so
that
awkward.
involves that guy is just bogging, man. Horrible.
But I mean, I appreciate we're going off on a hell of a fucking tangent here, but I have mixed feelings on this HoloLive VTuber stuff, because like, and I might be very wrong on this, but I assume that the agency HoloLive own the rights to a Corone or all of their other characters, right? So the girl who plays Corone, I'm sure she's being paid quite well, and I'm sure she's doing all right. But
I'd hope so.
It's not like she can just decide to split off and go solo, because she doesn't own the rights to the thing that she has essentially created. So it's a bit, I don't know, leaves me a bit uneasy, you know?
It's very much in the vein of J-pop and K-pop and, you know, all these big
But even
things.
even then, a pop star, for example, you know, they could leave their talent agency and people would still know who they are. Nobody knows who the people playing the VTubers are, is the point I'm making.
Yeah.
True.
You know, it's so without Corone, she is literally a nobody, and so the agency kind of have her by the balls, so to speak, in terms of negotiation and things like that. But hey, I mean, maybe they're paying her millions and she's having a great time. I don't know.
So I'm on the VTuber wiki here. Her name is Inugami Korone, which means dog god Korone.
Yeah.
So she's a dog.
Yeah.
She's 92 years old in dog years, and her catchphrase is "Yubi Yubi," which roughly translates to "Give me your fingers."
She's 92 years old in dog years, which to me rings kind of like when people go, "Oh no, she looks like an 8-year-old, but she's a 5,000-year-old dragon." You know, one of those.
That old loophole.
One of those. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, we went off on a long tangent there, but Will, what I'm saying is it would be more honest if you just got some pornography figures.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a gateway drug to that, to be honest.
It is, yeah, it is. Corone figures are the marijuana of the titty figure world.
What if that's the case? Then what was your Berserk statue? Was that just full on heroin?
No, that's like, I don't know. I feel like
Steroids.
that's so far. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not like illicit drugs. like crack or heroin. It's just like anabolic steroids. It's too far the other end.
No stone left unturned on this podcast.
No.
Anyway, I sold that Berserk statue. So
For a profit.
Thank for a profit. Yeah. I flipped it.
Anime figures are the new Bitcoin.
Should we actually talk about Gundam for a bit?
No.
No.
So it's been a very short time since the last episode. So William, I'm assuming you haven't built anything in the intervening period.
No, I've not. I've not done anything really other than pack and decorate. That's my situation.
Yeah, I'm in much the same boat.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's very understandable with you, Callie, seeing as you have a child and all that. Probably understandable.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into it when the dust settles, when we moved and have some room.
So God, we keep going off on fucking tangents. Yeah, I don't love anything either because
the goddamn audience.
What is a podcast if not a series of tangents?
Good point.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything to build at the moment. I did look at the possibility of getting the Perfect Grade Unleashed RX-78-2, but that is not a thing you can find in the United Kingdom at the moment.
So what is the deal then? So what's the kind of current status? Because the last episode I tried to listen to, but I haven't made it all the way through yet, would you believe? It's absolutely ridiculous. So I feel like I'm missing some good info. I'm not asking you to repeat everything that was said on the last episode.
I'll give you the cliff notes. I'll give you the short version. Basically, for a variety of reasons, Gunpla is very hard to get in the UK at the moment.
Yeah.
Bandai have stopped shipping out Gunpla for a while to try and combat scalpers, which is an interesting tactic.
That's weird.
And then also, Japan Post have severely limited shipments to Europe due to the Ukraine war. Which again is a slightly interesting reaction, but
maybe that's where their sort of European logistics was based. You never know.
Yeah, I think it's more just a bit of it's the classic kind of blanket approach that we see quite often. I mean, in their response to COVID, for example, and the fact that they just don't let foreigners in.
Yeah, still a little shaky on that, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's hard to ship. Not ship. It's hard to find Gundam in the West, basically.
So is Banzai Hobby still going?
Yeah. All these sites are still going. It's just like
you can't get them over. Boom.
Yeah, shipments are getting held up. Prices are getting raised. For example, Will, you said you had not Gunpla but a figure just kind of in limbo, right?
Yeah, I keep getting emails from HobbyLink Japan threatening me to ship my anime figure at maximum shipping cost, which is like 25 quid or something.
Oh, it's not so bad.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like when it's more than you paid for the figure, though, it's a bit.
Yeah.
I got some boxes delivered today. Just a couple of boxes, but kind of boxes for records in a TV box, and it was like, I found a place that does them. This is great. And then they were like, that was like €12, and then the shipping was like 25. And I was like, but I got to the end of the whole thing. I was just like, oh fuck it, go on then.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's what HobbyLink Japan are trying to do, wear you down. Just say, go on.
Well,
just take it.
I think it's more that the cheaper methods of shipment are the ones that have been cut down on or are being delayed.
Yeah.
Your more expensive ones, your FedExes, that's still getting through. So
chef's kiss.
Yeah. So you can, if you're buying something directly from Japan, you can still get it. It'll cost you more. But in terms of stock making its way to the UK and then being sold from UK sites, that's much more difficult.
I would say, in terms of that, I would say Sal Badman. Get it? Like Saul Goodman,
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just
Sal.
I don't really have anything to. Yeah. No.
That's you'll get it later. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
So glad you're back.
It's truly dad jokes, isn't it? Though, really. Crikey.
But moving on to news. Something to do with this that should help in all aspects, really, and something that I think we can take direct credit for. They heard us on our last podcast and did this. I'm sure of it. Anyone telling me that this decision has been years in the making? No, they did it on a whim after hearing us. Bandai Spirits, which you may or may not know, Calum, is the kind of new name for Bandai's kind of toy division, hobby division.
Gotcha.
And then Sunrise has been renamed Bandai Filmworks, so there's no more Sunrise. Yeah. You'd know,
How long have I been out?
You'd know this if you listen to the podcast.
Fucking Austin Powers.
That's not mine.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Bandai Spirits to expand Gunpla production with a new factory.
Nice.
The Bandai Hobby Division announces that Bandai Spirits has decided to build a new Bandai Hobby Center factory to accommodate the demands of the growing business of plastic models, not only in Japan, but to the entire world. Now that is the kind of news we like to hear. Well done, Bandai, for acknowledging that the rest of the world exists. Good job. So on April the 28th, 2022, the new project has acquired a land. I think this was translated via mechanical translator. New project has acquired land with an approximate 4,506 subo, which is approximately 149,000 square miles.
That's actually, one subo is the exact height of Susan Boyle.
Oh, a subo. Gotcha. Right.
That's one for the...
of course.
One for the slightly older British people.
And she's famously known for being 500 feet tall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know, something in the water up there in West Lothian, where I'm from, where she's from.
Oh, no way. No wonder
Are you from the same? Are you from the same town as Susan Boyle?
Almost. Near enough.
Oh man! So she's like the hometown hero. She's like the hometown hero.
Yeah,
Damn,
sure.
the most talented and most attractive person to ever come out of that area of Scotland.
Oh, the voice of an angel, Samuel, I tell you.
The voice of an angel and the face of a Sunday.
The voice of an angel. Face like a slapped arse, but the voice of an angel.
Oh, she does sing beautifully, doesn't she?
She's got a gorgeous voice.
I loved her album party. That was a great time on Twitter.
Oh, Sue's anal bum party. That was it.
No. Sue's album party, Sam.
Sue's anal bum party.
Yeah. Great time.
So, sorry, yes. The new project has acquired land of an approximate 4,500 subo of property adjacent to the existing Bandai Hobby Center for
Next
a
door,
new
then.
factory. Yes,
Nice.
they've literally bought up next door for the new factory that will start operating sometime in 2024. The Bandai Hobby Center is also making efforts to improve its production for all of its products, mainly Gunpla, to extend its services even better across the globe. So they are clearly aware of all these problems. You know,
Yeah.
like they're not burying their head in the sand, which I appreciate. You could argue that the problems were largely caused by themselves, but you know, bygones be bygones. And
This
all
is
that.
a real stick in the spokes of their own bike sort of meme.
Very much. Yes,
But you know what really
yes.
bothers me about this whole article is the fact that the P in Gunpla is capitalised. And now I get it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, like I said, this reads like something that was written in Japanese and has been translated via Google. So,
But good for them, though. Good for them, and they're still doing the recycling project, which is truly a wonderful initiative.
yes. Yeah, well, we continue. Bandai have also started to collaborate with their partner companies to fulfill the demands of their products and not disappoint their fans with the delays of release and shortage in production. Good.
Yes.
So to me, this sounds like they're working more with their subsidiaries across the globe, with their various local divisions. I used to work in the same building as Bandai Toys, and they literally. I mean, this is probably wildly confidential, but Bandai Toys literally had one guy who kind of dealt with the kind of, air quotes, Japanese shit. And the rest of it was very Western toys. So
you bullied him on a daily basis.
No, but I did ask him for free Dragon Ball figures, quite a lot. So any more they could do there, fantastic.
Yeah.
Got to gear up for that Gundam movie.
Oh yeah, Christ.
Chris
I really
Pratt
don't
as
know
the Gundam
anything anymore.
Yeah. Don't worry, Calum. There hasn't been any news on that since we
That's
last.
a shame.
Since we
But
last talked.
America's more sort of staffed for Gunpla stuff, right? They've got that Bluefin company.
Bluefin,
right?
yes.
More...
Bluefin Distribution, yes.
And now that's an external company to Bandai, is it, or is it part of Bandai?
I don't want to. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth.
Silly question.
But I'm pretty sure it is a external. I don't want Bluefin tuna. You fucking.
I don't want it either. I don't want a Bluefin SUP shop, a stand-up paddleboard for everyone. That sucks. Bluefin Gunpla.
No, Bluefin is owned by Bandai Namco.
Oh,
there you
Nice.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that bodes well then. I suppose. Very.
Shut the fuck up. So yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if it started out as a Bandai Namco thing or if they bought them, but oh yeah. Here we go. So a crucial component of Bandai's North American strategy. This is from 2019. A crucial component of Bandai's North American strategy has been the acquisition of Nippon Imports LLC, otherwise known as Bluefin Distribution. So yeah, there you go. Bandai bought Bluefin basically. But yes, they were all up in that shit on America. We don't really have a equivalent here in the UK. So outside of obviously the small Bandai UK Toys office.
And the red, white, and Bluefin.
Yeah. Sure. There might be some movement there. Bandai Hobby Centre is a facility and factory dedicated to planning and creating various Bandai Hobby-related toys and hobby products. On their recent Gunpla recycling product, Bandai Hobby has also declared that they are to keep producing pollution-free products in the factory that is friendly to the global environment. Thanks, Bandai.
Thank you, Daddy cool. Bandai. Bandad.
That is good news. That makes me happy. I'm glad. Something to be happy about at last.
Finally.
In the world of Gundam.
It's been years.
It's been X number of years. However, I do have some slightly bad news on the other side of things.
Uh-oh.
The Gundam factory in Yokohama is closing for long-term maintenance.
What?
Sorry, everyone.
For a whole year?
Yep. So if you were planning on... Wait, for a whole year? No? What?
Oh, no, I read that wrong.
Yeah. What are you talking about? No, from May the 9th. From May the 9th until July the 15th. So if you are planning to go to Yokohama...
I would say that's long term.
No. So if you're going to the Gundam factory in Yokohama to visit the 1-to-1 scale RX-78-2, please do so after July the 15th. Otherwise, you will not be able to. Or, I don't know, you might be able to still see it, but it will be covered in shit. I don't know. I just
have a cone on its head.
Yes. Shall we talk about some things that have been revealed since we last recorded? There aren't very many.
There's something else about that Gundam, though.
Oh,
in that
what's up?
It's extending its stay until March 31st, 2023. So there's a deadline to see it.
Yes. Yeah.
Will Japan open their borders in time for us to visit?
March 30th.
Probably not.
Absolute rave.
Everyone on the plane, imagine that plane ride with all the Gunpla fans to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Take off.
I mean, I'm fine. I saw. I've seen both the RX-78-2 and the Unicorn, both at. Oh my god, what's it called? Odaiba. Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm good. I just.
Well, as long as it's all right for you, then Sam. The rest of us will just deal with it.
I saw the RX-78-2 twice.
Where's the Naked Gundam? Where's that being put up? This new Gundam, you know?
Oh yeah, isn't that?
No idea.
Where is that?
Oh, it was like north somewhere. Yep.
North somewhere.
Yep.
I will tell you, Fukuoka. So I'd love to see that because I just really, really like that design. I really want that real grade the more I look at it. But I wonder what the next one will be in Odaiba. Because, I mean, old Unicorn's been there for fucking ages now.
Probably G-Self, right?
So,
Can you imagine? That'd be wild.
Do you think? Yeah, maybe not, eh?
Nah, probably not.
Which backpack?
The best one, of course. Simply that would be the choice. I would imagine.
Solar array that like reflects the sun and burns Tokyo.
Yeah, it just completely burns the sun back with its own shit.
It's the power of Gundam.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, let's talk about some kits that have been released or announced or talked about. So again, it hasn't been very long, so not much. But here's something interesting. Metal Robot Spirits reveals silhouette for Woundwort. So this isn't a kit, this is a figure. But the Woundwort from fucking Advance of Zeta is getting a Metal Robot Spirits, Metal Robot, the Robot Spirits.
The Robot Gandum, so there we are, I've said it.
Figure. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know.
Yeah, in a who's that Pokemon kind of way.
But like they've released a silhouette of the figure, right? And it's like, well, yeah, but we know
what it
it's
is.
the same silhouette. Like. Yeah. It's like
I'm using the power of my imagination, and I can tell that
this doesn't tell me anything about the figure. So anyway, yeah, that's coming. We've also had
good for the one person that wants that. Will be very happy.
No, I like the Woundwort. I mean, yeah, it's a figure.
I know
so
you're the guy talking about Jesus.
So I don't know if you guys remember Full Mechanics, but this is a kind of branding that they do on like no grade 1 to 100 kits. They did it on They did it on IBO kits. Yeah, so I got a Full Mechanics. Yeah, I got a Full Mechanics Barbatos Lupus. Barbatos Lupus Rex, actually, I think, which again is essentially 1 to 100 high grade or a no grade, something around that. So they have revealed the Full Mechanics 1 to 100 Raider Gundam from everyone's favourite Gundam Seed. Try to contain your excitement. Yep. It's a Gundam from Gundam Seed, a series which is full of shitty designs.
It's pretty bad. No.
To follow up with the success of the Full Mechanics Calamity Gundam, I mean, yeah, you can say anything you like in your press releases, really, can't you? I mean, what thoughts on this, boys? I mean, I just don't like this design. I just don't like it.
I'm not a big fan. It's one of those ones that is like, it's the black and red thing that they always miss so hard when they go for that.
Yeah, I think I really don't like the head in the mouth.
And it transforms into what I can only describe as a sort of claw machine hang glider.
Yes.
The UFO catcher hang glider. Oh no, is that just the... No, I'm wrong. Okay, that is crap, yeah.
It's very much the Jared Leto of mobile suits, I think, you know?
It's very edgy. It's very edgy. I can imagine a lot of teenagers when they watched Seed thought this was the coolest thing they'd ever seen, but it's
very Morbius.
It is. It's very Summer of Morbius.
I reckon Sam's into this kit. I reckon Sam likes this one.
Well, yeah, but Simon likes Seed and all that dog shit, doesn't he? So
we'll see if he listens to this. He pulls me up on that. Find out next time.
Shite.
Hey, that weapon that's got. If you look at there's a picture of it's like a what do you call that? The spiky ball.
What, the mace?
Yeah. The mace. And it's got like a cable on a handle, and the cable actually retracts, which is quite impressive. Actually? I've never seen that in a kit before.
Oh. It's worth buying just for a retractable cable. Oh, it does. It like winds up.
Imagine swinging that around in Sainsbury's.
You'd be very quickly off to leave the premises, I think.
Is that something you think about? Quite
often.
Yeah.
Flinging that fucker around in the deli meats aisle of a Tesco Metro.
That's pretty much it
That's why I'm coming back.
kids.
Pretty underwhelming.
Well, you know, last time we talked about how there's a real scarcity of master grades at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's talk about high grade HGUC. You know, the kind of core high grade line. You know.
Yeah. Standard.
How many HGUC kits do you think have been announced for 2022? And I'm not including P Bandai in this.
Surely a minimum of 2 for the upcoming anime feature, Doan's Island.
I'm not including P Bandai in this. Those are P Bandai, don't forget.
Oh, they're P Bandai?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, which is something else entirely. I can kind of understand making those P Bandai because they are literally just the two most common fucking mobile suits. You know, with slight differences. So I kind of get making those P Bandai, but at the same time, they would sell if they got a regular release because just like. People just love the Zaku and the Gundam, you know? So
yeah, there's always going to be people who haven't got those kits, right?
Yeah. No, so how many... Okay, 2 questions. How many HGUC kits, general release, have been announced for this year, and how many have come out so far this year already?
3, 4, 5, 345.
I'm just going to go 0. 0 then. I can't think of anything else.
You are correct for the second part of that question. 0 HGUC kits so far this year. It is May the 4th, and there hasn't been a single HGUC kit released this year.
There's incredible amount of restraint there.
Yeah, and there's only 1 so far announced for this year. The Shenlong Gundam from Gundam Wing, which is coming out in September.
That's pretty cool. September, though. Wow.
Last year, there were 5 HGUC kits. One of which was the G Gundam from Hathaway. Yep. You know. And, like, I feel like they could have made more of a... I don't know. I guess the Penelope came out the year before that, right? Wait. There was an HGUC Penelope. I'm not going insane. Am I?
Yeah.
Am I going insane? Am I losing my mind?
I'm pretty sure there was.
2019. There we go. I was looking at 2020 like a dingus. Ah, yes, there it is.
Goddamn Digimon fan.
Like a fucking idiot. So, I mean, again, COVID, I get it, right? But bugger me, guys, would it kill you to make some products? Like,
remember when they announced one pretty much every week, like, or maybe more than one a week? It was insane.
If we go, we
used to do this podcast fairly regularly.
Yeah. Looking at HGUC. So if we go to, I don't know, let's pick a year. Let's go 2015. No, 2016, the year we started the podcast. High grade Universal Central. Here we go. How many HGUC kits released in 2016? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. That's not bad. 2017. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2018. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, you know, like...
2018 was popping off. Damn.
There could be more. There could be more. And again, not all high grades are HGUC, I get that, but, you know, most of them are. Although, obviously, with old G-Witch... Is that what they're calling it? G-Witch? Is that the...
Yeah.
Sure.
I can't remember what the actual kind of abbreviation is going to be, but that will obviously have its own line of high grades, as all new series do.
This is how bad the SEO for Gundam is right now. That's the real state of the matter. It's when I search G-Witch, it comes up with a Nintendo Switch game called G-Switch.
Well, I mean, maybe it's not G-Witch. Maybe I just made that up.
The Witch from Mercury. That's the one.
No, I know what it's called, but what's like G-Reco, IBO, like what's the kind of shortening they're going to use for it? Like I don't know.
Probably just the new Gundam or something.
Yeah. Anyway,
Witch.
did you see the Wii teaser, Calum, for that?
I did. Yeah, it
What
looks
did you
very
think?
tasty. Looks very tasty. It's been a hot minute since I did see it, though, so I have no real opinions to proffer.
Well, there wasn't a huge amount to go on, to be fair.
Suffice to say, it looks tasty. I have now just wandered into the website for Strict G. Seems like they're pumping out more things, more clothing items than Gunpla kits are getting made. So,
what's Strict G when it's at home?
Strict G is the kind of high-end Gundam clothing brand that I've previously seen available at Gundam Front.
Oh, yes, I remember it.
They just dropped heck a ton of new shit, if you'll pardon the French.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
How does it compare to the Uniqlo drip?
Uniqlo can shit in a goddarn plastic bag compared to this stuff.
God damn. A plastic bag.
Yeah, you heard.
Yeah, I did heard.
They make you pay for the bag too.
It's like if Urban Outfitters clothes were Gundam clothes.
Yeah.
So too expensive.
I'm saying
Oh,
yeah, I don't
absolutely
really
too
know
expensive.
what you mean, but yeah.
Strict G Fab Universal Century. It's like Abercrombie and Fitch. It's kind of funny. Good for them.
I think when I was
Why
at
not?
Gundam Front, you could buy a jacket that was like the Fedi jacket,
Yeah, you can buy all sorts of that gear.
And it was so expensive, and I wanted it so very much, but I decided against it.
I just donated, put in one of the clothes donation bins, a t-shirt that I bought at Gundam Front the first time I went there.
Yeah, what was that?
Sad to see it go. It was just a nice Gundam t-shirt. I don't know. It said a bunch of stuff on it.
Why'd you get rid of it? Do you not fit in it anymore, or you just got too
I'm
much
moving
stuff?
house. I'm moving to a different country, and I haven't worn it in forever because it didn't fit right no more. You know what t-shirts are like.
I do.
What are those t-shirts like, eh?
I do. I used to wear a small.
Don't
now
get
I
me
wear a medium.
started.
Yeah.
I used to have a little. I got a lot.
Yeah. Used to wear a small.
T-shirts, the scarlet rot of the earth.
What?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
No, please explain that.
Filth.
Please explain that simile to me.
I mean, the way you describe T-shirts, like they multiply like an infection or a plague.
I see.
I was making
I see.
a reference on the hit video game Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, no less.
Yes.
Elden Ring, yes. A game that I
In
worked
Spain,
on.
it's actually called The Den Ring.
Yeah, a game that I worked on that was not in the credits for. Right.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, well, it's because I left
I did
a year
look.
before it came out. So yeah, I mean, it's something. I'm not too fussed about it. Being in video game credits to me is like the first one. I was like, oh, this is fucking amazing, and then after that, I just stopped giving a shit. Like,
Yeah.
and for me, it's like the one.
Playtested Fallout, what's it called? Flat Out Ultimate Carnage on the 360.
Yeah.
Sadly,
Yeah.
not in the credits to that one.
I got my name in the credits of a Dragon Ball game and a Gundam game, so I'm happy.
That's
job
not
done.
bad.
Did you do the mocap for the Gundam?
He's the voice
Yeah.
actor for Harold.
I did Moonlight Butterfly. And I just kind of had to jump with my arms spread out.
Out a window.
Yeah. Speaking of games, good segue. Strong segue. The Gundam Evolution Network Test was a hit, and a home network test is going to be scheduled. Apparently, the network test on PC was a success. Hooray! They had over 91,500 participants across all regions, including 8,572 people from the US and Canada.
Amazing. So, is there embargoes, do you think? Or can I... I mean, this is an easily answered question. But if I go on YouTube, can I find like Donkey screaming a bit or something?
Good question. I imagine it wasn't available to be recorded or filmed. Yeah, but maybe I'm talking shit. Maybe I'm talking big shit. Is there footage?
Oh yeah, there's actually 25 minutes of footage from IGN.
Oh, all right.
That's official.
God, I'm out of the loop. That used to be my job.
So that's cool. Something to check out.
Yeah, so 8.5 people from the US and Canada and 7,000 people from Japan answered survey questionnaires. Opinions and answers from the players have been carefully considered as they fully develop the game's capability. With all this, the developers are happy to announce that a home use network is on its way in Japan, the United States, and Canada. Basically, there's going to be beta tests on console. That's the story. So,
I mean, it always has looked pretty good, right?
Well, we talked about this last time.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think
you didn't.
Well, no, I think
I just want to stick to the party line.
I think the idea is good. The idea has potential. I think it'll be in the execution. Where
there's a video here with 3.8 thousand views by XBio TV that says Gundam Evolution Thoughts: The Overwatch 2 Killer.
Good fucking. Does that say much?
Overwatch 2 kind of killed itself, really, at this point.
I mean, I remember when the first Killzone was billed as a Halo killer. So, yeah,
that's like a surefire way to completely fail at everything. To call it the X Killer.
I like the look of it, but there's a weird disconnect for me knowing that it's a first-person shooter, but you are a giant robot. So there's some weird scale weirdness going on. That I'm sure once you get going.
I'm watching some footage now, and it's in like some sort of factory setting. So the idea is that there's this factory where Gundams work.
Yes. Well, this is kind of a point I made last time, Calum, is that like the maps and also the way that the Gundams kind of move make it all seem like it's like human sized. Like the Gundams, the suits move
they're
like
big,
people.
clunky, slow machines, right?
Yeah, they're moving like people rather than mechs. Which is a weird thing to say because
he's moving like Usain Bolt, mate. Fucking bonkers.
You look at Maxibon, the brilliant Maxibon, a game that I worship and a game that I'm in the fucking credits of, and you move crazy fast in that. But you're moving like a mobile suit. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it's that FPS movement. It's that FPS like WSAD kind of strafey kind of movement. That just makes it seem strange.
And also
watching this Exia move about, it's absolutely bonkers.
Why does a mobile suit need to aim down the sights? What is that doing?
Yes.
What is that achieving?
Yes.
I think there's going to be a bit of suspension of disbelief going on in this.
Oh, for
but
sure.
I think it genuinely looks pretty good.
I mean, it had to be a template, right? Like, this didn't start as a Gundam game, surely.
Oh, no, it absolutely. I'm sure it did. They, like...
It was a Corona game. Hololive Wars.
I'm absolutely...
imagine that.
Absolutely certain that they were like, we need to make a new Gundam game. We are running out of genres. What can we do? I mean, look at the fact that the new Dragon Ball game is a fucking asynchronous multiplayer horror game like Evolve. Have you seen this?
What? No.
The new Dragon Ball game is where like four people play as like humans or just like randomers, and one person plays as like Frieza or Cell or Boo or like a big villain, and the humans have to escape and the villain has to catch them, and that's the new Dragon Ball game. And like, again, it's not a bad idea, so to speak, it's just so out of left field, but it's because Bandai Namco have an obligation to release one Dragon Ball thing a year. So, I gotta kind of get that shit out. Should we take a break, boys, and then maybe answer some questions from our adoring fans?
Absolutely, love to connect. Fans first, forever. Just can't wait to hear from them. Can't wait to hear what wild shit they've come up with this time. God,
Yeah.
what a fan base. Love it.
All right.
Oh, love it.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, Ollie here. I apologise for not having been on the podcast much recently. Things have been pretty busy in life and at work, so I wasn't able to make the most recent episode, but I wanted to give you a special Ollie Choppermon reports on stuff I've been building, so I can at least be present in some form on the podcast. So since I was last on a podcast, I can't even remember what that was. So apologies if this is a repeat, but I built a arcade machine kit of the Astro City Japanese arcade cabinet made by Wave Corporation, and this is a plastic kit that is the right scale. What is it? It's 1 to 12 scale, so it's the correct scale for posing with action figures like Figmas and stuff, and it is a model based on the Astro City cab, which was a pretty common, probably still is a pretty common Japanese arcade cabinet that a lot of games were put into, and this one specifically is for the Cave shooting games. Cave is a developer of bullet hell top-down shooters like Dodonpachi and Ketsui, and I'm a huge fan of those games, and I wanted to get one of these arcade cabinets. The kit itself is pretty basic. It's the detail, like the lines and the industrial design of the kit are, very nice, very kind of precise to the original cabinet. But obviously it's a cabinet, an arcade cabinet, so it's just white. It's just like an off-white colour with a few stickers and a black surround for the screen. The buttons and joystick are modelled in pink and green, so you can have 1-player or 2-player variations. And there is a little stool that comes with it for your Figmas to sit at. And the screen is a clear bit of plastic with a frame behind it that you can slide bits of paper into. It comes with several sheets of screenshots from the games, either in action or the title screen, so you can cut them all out and choose which screenshot you want in there. And then it has a little drawer on the back of the kit that you can slide out that contains the screenshot, the bits of paper that you haven't used in the screen. The stickers cover like the joystick layout, the art around the joysticks and the top of the cabinet, and a little plastic advert frame that sits right on top of the cabinet. I say it's a pretty basic kit. There's not many panel lines to do, not much painting to do, because they are just quite sleek, featureless machines. But the plan with this is to, at the moment it's assembled with the screenshot bit of paper in the plastic frame, but I'm going to remove the back of that frame and put in a small screen attached to a Raspberry Pi, loaded with videos of Cave games, so that I just have this little USB powered screen sat on my desk playing an endless loop of Cave game super plays, which will be only minorly distracting when I work, but that's the current plan. But that's kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit as other things have come along. The other kit I have been building is a Kotobukiya frame arms kit. It's a very basic, like, I can't remember the name of it, but it looks like the worker unit from a sci-fi RTS game. Like, it looks a bit like it's got the kind of similar industrial design to like the power loader from Aliens, but the point of working on this one is to turn it into a VS suit from the game Lost Planet. If you haven't played Lost Planet, it is a game about snow pirates on a frozen world fighting aliens, and you play the game partly on foot, but then you also get into these mech suits called vital suits, and they have quite a cool design because they're a cross between like a mech suit and a walking tank, and the pilot sits in a seat and then pulls a canopy down over the top of them, and it has 2 weapons points mounted either side of the pilot, and it's the kit has, there's a better name for this and I cannot remember what it is, but those kind of bent backwards legs like a velociraptor, but the vital suit kits have more, they're not human looking legs, but they have the standard like thigh, knee, calf of a human's legs, and it kind of gives the suits a very clunky, heavy way of walking as they trudge through the snow. So I've modified the kit to switch those bent back legs to be normal human legs by removing the bottom parts and rotating the joints around, and then pulling apart the top half. It's got quite a nice load of cables and like fuel tanks and stuff, and pulling those apart to make a pilot's seat. I kind of jumped into this kit not knowing how I was going to make the pilot suit and hoping I would have enough bits in my bits box to do it, but that's not the case. It requires more. So that kit is on hold for a little bit until I do another Amazon Japan order so that I can get the parts that I need. There is a Kotobukiya's Hexagear line of kits, has a really good kind of buggy kit with a seat and frame for the seat. So I'm going to get that kit, take the seat out, and mount that on the legs, and then build up the rest of the canopy around that seat using the seat as a base. And then the pilot is going to be one of the Hexagear pilots. The Hexagear line from Kotobukiya is that I think they're smaller than GI Joes. I think they're a bit smaller than GI Joes, but it's like this futuristic line of kits that is supposed to depict, like, I'm not sure what the factions are, but there's like dudes that look like they're just kind of near future army people, and then there's guys that are in full kind of power armor wielding huge swords and chain guns, like dual wielding chain guns, and then there's vehicle kits like motorbikes and buggies, but then they also have like robotic panther dog wolf things with heavy machine guns mounted on their tails, and mech suits, like larger mech suits for the Hexagear riders to ride in. And I don't know whether I'm just imagining this, but I'm sure I saw at some point there was like a rule set, so you could do something, you could play a game with your Hexagears and build up little armies and have little skirmishes, but that might have been a fan creation. But Kotobukiya do a lot of like promo photos for these that definitely look like a wargaming setup. And I've just realised that depending on when I was last on the podcast, I potentially have another kit to talk about, which is the Gun Girl kits from Bandai. These are kits that are they're a bit like the frame arms that Kotobukiya do, but they're not wearing like lots of power armor. And there appears to be some kind of really bad looking Power Rangers style drama series where these girls, I think they're schoolgirls, like it doesn't look creepy, it doesn't look weird and skeevy. They either turn into these gun girls or they summon them, or I don't know, it looks bad. I'm not watching it, I don't care. But these kits are it says these kits are 1-to-1 scale, so maybe they simulated battles with small little armoured girls. I don't know. But the kits are like HG quality kits, and there's a line of them, different girls, different combinations of colours, and they also come with, well, they don't come with, you can get these kits that actually make guns that you can hold. These are kind of sci-fi looking guns. They look a bit like something that would fall out of Overwatch, and so there's kits for those, and there's kits for the girls. Like I say, the girls are like HG quality, HG kind of colour separation, some stickers. The posability of them is really good, and they come with a load of option parts for different eyes and faces and different hands. The girls themselves don't come with any like equipment to hold, I'm not quite sure what the setup on the series is, but I do they hold these big model kit guns? I don't know. Ask me anything about gun girls, but they're quite fun little quick builds to do. They're quite charming in their design. The colours that they have for the different characters are cool. And I will say, once again, this isn't some skeevy, pervy, underage thing. They're all properly dressed soldier girls. And I think they will be good custom parts if you ever wanted to make... Like, ages ago, I don't know if they still make them, but Bandai used to do these... kit. I don't think they were kits. They were like models of like action figures with like fabric hair and stuff for kind of girls mashed up with anime girls mashed up with Gunpla or Gundams. And if you wanted to do that kind of thing again, make a lady Gundam unicorn, then these are the kind of kits that would like bolt straight into that. They've got a lot of the same connectors. They use the same PC parts, so you'd definitely be able to make some custom Gunpla girls if you wanted to. So that is Ollie's report. Hopefully I will be on the next podcast. My next planned kit, while I wait to order the parts I need for my Vital Suit, is one of the Kotobuki Megami Device kits. These are big armor mecha'd anime girl kits, and I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I ordered a £90 kit from Amazon Japan months ago and then have never touched it, so that will be my next thing to do. So I hope everyone is well out in Gunpla Club land. I hope my lovely boys are doing well, and I hope you're all building cool kits, and hopefully I'll be on the next podcast. Peace.
Welcome back to the Gunpla Club, episode 38. It's the one with Calum. Hello everyone. We didn't talk about this before the break, and it's probably the biggest thing that's dropped since we last recorded. But there was a trailer for Dan's Island, and it looks sick.
Oh yeah,
it looks really cool. It looks great. I don't even hate the CG on the mechs. I prefer it wasn't CG, but I don't hate it. So that's
we've just got to accept that that's going to be in Gundam shows now, right? Like,
yeah, it's just more cost efficient.
Yeah,
yeah, and time efficient.
Yeah, especially with people working from home and stuff. So, yeah. But
my feelings on this, like, I'm happy to have more UC. Like, for as far as I'm concerned, Bandai can do UC forever. And
cool. Totally. Yeah.
I do think I still think it's a really cool idea to actually do Dawn's Island as well. Like, that's just super. Really weird and cool idea, so happy for that.
And for people like William, who watched the movies, not the show, Dawn's Island wasn't in the movies, so this will be totally new to those people, And I'd wager a lot of people getting into Gundam do watch the movies rather than the show because it's less of a time thing. So this will be totally new to them if they haven't read the origin. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's based on the lost episode where Amuro stubs his toe in a gazebo and goes absolutely bonkers on.
It goes fucking ape shit. Yeah. He has a heated gamer moment and he says some things that he has to apologise for.
He invents PUBG. Amuro is player unknown.
That's next year's Gundam game is like Gundam Among Us, where you're on board the white base.
Might be. Might fucking be.
That's not a bad shout, is it?
Speaking of Gundam games, have any of us played this? I mean, I haven't. Have either of you tried this Gundam Battle Operation 2? I know Chopes has given it a pop.
A little tiny bit. I didn't really get very far with it because I couldn't seem to play it with anybody. Like nobody. The matchmaking just wouldn't hit for me.
It might be a case where it's just dead in the West.
I think I get the weird, when you get a weird feeling, I'm doing something wrong here. But right. So something like that. Yeah.
I mean, actually, it's free. It's not out on PC yet, but it's out on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's on PS5,
Is there
PS4,
a new one that's coming out on PC?
No,
God darn Marb.
So So Battle Operation 2 got like a single player campaign that you can buy, which is kind of an interesting idea. It's kind of cool. I haven't touched it, but I don't hate that idea. But I mean, the game just looks so free to play, so gacha, you know.
time.
Oh, yeah.
So and I'm pretty allergic to that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I see a Gundam game, and it's adding loads of really obscure suits now because they've kind of gotten through all the big ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try at some point. But you know, people
Be my
still
guest, Sam. Be my guest. Yeah.
But people still play Maxibon, and that game is better than any other Gundam game. So, you know, why should I play? Why should I settle for second best?
I still need to I keep sort of meaning to go through all like the old PS1 crap, you know, and just sort of blast.
Yeah. Well, there was we played William. Will owns one of the few Gundam games that got a Western release back then, don't you, Will? You own that Gundam Wing fighting game.
Gundam Battle... What's it called? Gundam...
Battle Assault.
Hang on.
Was it the GBA one?
The other day.
No, it's PlayStation 1. Wait, was it Gundam Wing or was it... It was more than just Gundam Wing, wasn't it?
It was more. It was a mix.
Yeah.
It had the Wing Gundam on the front.
Because I remember playing as the Double Zeta in it. It was the SNES that got the Gundam Wing fighting game. But I don't think that got a Western release. It definitely didn't get a European one.
Western.
This was Gundam. Yeah, Gundam Battle Assault. I remember buying it from W.H. Smith because I was like, "Oh, it's Gundam." It's a 2D sprite based fighter, and it's pretty weird.
It's sick. I remember buying Dragon Ball Final Bout from Woolworths and regretting it because that game is fucking trash.
It's awful.
It is. It's almost unplayable. It's so bad. That was also the first time I was ever exposed to the Japanese voice acting in Dragon Ball, and I was very confused as to why Goku had a girl's voice. Like, I just didn't understand. Yeah.
I'm converted now. I'm
No.
sub all the way.
No.
Subs, mate. Subs.
No.
Absolutely.
Dragon Ball is the only anime I will watch in English. I cannot handle Granny Goku. Nothing against her, nothing against people who like it, but it's like...
My power level, it's over 9,000.
He's a big man. He's a bit... that wasn't Goku who said that. But it's he's a big man. He's a big man with big muscles, and he should sound like a man. Like, not a young girl. But anyway...
But the muscles, right, are in the arms and legs and that.
Yeah.
Not on the voice box.
He's got a pretty swole neck. Man's got a pretty hench neck.
Yeah, but it's just to protect his dainty little voice box. That's what it's all about.
No, I'm not having it.
Like the sugar water guy out of Men in Black. Fucking hell, man. I'm old. I'm 36 years old. I'm almost dead.
Shall we answer some questions from the boys?
Please save me from myself, listener.
Questions from our Discord first. So quick shout out to English Otaku for running the Discord and keeping it alive. Well done. We love you. Good job.
This kiss is for you.
He can't be on this episode, unfortunately, because he's a busy boy. But we'll get him on the next one.
I made the time. I made the time. So yeah, whatever.
You did make the time.
You know, just a commitment. You know.
Yeah. Question. Let's start with one from the English Otaku. Now we're getting a female protagonist for G-Witch, which we mentioned last time is long overdue. Which other long-standing Gundam kind of tropes would you like to leave behind? Good.
This is easy.
Question.
This is easy.
What's your answer, Kelly?
Plot.
You want to leave behind the trope of plot? Yeah,
just get shot of the plot. Hashtag get shot of the plot. Tweet that.
That's what they did in Gundam Wing, isn't it?
You just want fights, is it? You just want fights.
Gundam Wing was pretty good. Because when you lose the plot, you get amazing things like come to my birthday party, I'll kill you. Just mad stuff like that.
Could you not argue that Build Fighters is kind of that? Fight, just
that's why it's so good.
It's so sick. Yeah, yeah, fair fuck. Okay.
Man, sometimes the funniest answers are the best ones.
They are. I still think about the dad from Build Fighters though. Like, what is he up to?
Dad? Oh, he's out shagging. Yes, all right. So Calum would forgo the trope of plot. Will, what about you?
This I find it harder. Like, I think finally having a female protagonist is cool, and but maybe we drop the these guys versus these guys. Like, surely there's a more interesting story to tell in the Gundam universe than war.
War. Yeah, I mean,
What is it good for?
some of them have kind of like X was kind of like post-apocalyptic and stuff, but was
Never saw that.
still about war. They've all basically been about war. I don't know. Yeah, you're
Or
right,
what's a more modern version of like what's the Hideaki Anno Gundam show? I want to watch that.
Oh, fucking Amuro having a jizz on his hands while fucking Far is in the coat. Far was Zeta Gundam. I fucked it. I fucked the timing. I put Amuro with a Zeta Gundam character, and I know he was in it, but he was like, it's all ruined. It's all
You still
ruined.
need to watch
Anyway,
the new.
because every cockpit is also a toilet, so
Yeah. Yeah.
easy,
Yeah. Fucking.
stress free.
Amuro pilots his dad.
Yeah, why are they
Yes.
robots? Why are they still robots? Why can't they just be really, really big people?
That's Attack on Titan, mate.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Shit.
I have a serious answer to this question, actually.
Oh God, why would you do that?
And it's something that will never happen. But I would quite like to have one Gundam show where the protagonist isn't a fucking teenager. Why can't we have a middle-aged person as the protagonist? Never going to happen. But I'm 32. You're both older than me. None of us are getting any younger.
I want my chance.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's just they just have such a fucking hard-on for these coming-of-age stories.
What if it's a coming of age story, but the age in question is like 45?
Yeah, exactly. A recently divorced man finds a Gundam, and it helps him. It helps him reconnect with his kids. You know,
He uses it
Like,
to do the school run.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Like, wow, cool robot, Dad.
There you go, Bando.
Not so bad after all.
You can have that for free. You can get Judd Apatow to direct it.
This is Tomino through and through, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I just it's just this, and yeah, this will never happen. It just won't. Gundam protagonists are teenagers. That's just how it works. Next question from the boys. Old School Skill asks, what kit would you like to experience building for the first time again? Ali?
It's hard to say, but I have recently thought about buying another Master Grade Ball Verka.
Well, there's your answer then.
And I know I'm always going on about this goddamn kit, but it's really good.
Yeah.
I really like it. It just looks so cool. And it's a good build because it's a literal sphere.
Did you get rid of your previous one then? Or,
no, that's
so
one
you
of the
just
few
have
that
two.
remains.
Just have two. Would you
I
like
would just have
customize this new one or something?
Yeah, probably. I'd probably paint it so it's not just grey.
Yeah.
But I would like to because I enjoyed making it the first time, and that was a long time ago. So
Yeah. Well, that is an answer I did not expect, but it is one that I respect greatly.
I'm intrigued. I want one for myself.
Well, it's cheap. It's cheap kit.
yeah, it's cheap.
Is it? Yeah,
cheap
yeah,
is
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, man. Very easy. What about you, Willie Potter?
I think I was going to give the predictable answer of the RG Gundam Mark II, just because it's a solid kit. Like, a lot of kits look great, but they just don't feel good to pick up and pose. But the Mark II just felt solid, and it's just real fun to make from start to finish. So, Men in Black me. I'll put the second reference to that film in this podcast, and wipe my memory and let me build that again.
Yeah.
Wipe my arse.
Mine would be the Master Grade Mark II, the 2.0, because it's a really good kit. But the first time I built it, I was 17 years old. I didn't really know what I was doing, and so I just built it like a prick. Like I just snapped all the parts off the runners. I didn't put any real care into. I know, man. And so I look at it now. I still have it, and it looks like shit because I built it like shit. So I'd love to like build it again, both to have a good version of it, but also just to actually properly appreciate it because it's still a great kit. It still gets held up as one of the best Master Grades. So yeah, Mark IIs all around. Final Discord question from Adam8891. We'll talk of the Gundam metaverse. What do you think the likelihood of a full VR Gundam game is? And if there was one, would you rather it was an FPS or being in a mobile suit cockpit using the controls? So, I mean, the second part of that question, the cockpit, it's got to be the cockpit. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're sitting in the cockpit. It's perfect for it because you're sat in the cockpit. Like, the best VR games are the ones where you're sat down in the game, if that makes sense. That's why Ace Combat or flight games in general are so good in VR.
100%.
Yeah.
They just
and
announced...
that's already like a hugely popular thing in Japan anyway, with the kind of full enclosed arcade machines, you know, with the full cockpit, tank controls, all that stuff. So it's already like a massive thing.
Yeah. What were you saying, man?
I think you need a peripheral for that. Like, you need a tangible...
Yeah, man, get the fucking...
like
get the Steel Battalion controller. Yeah.
Like, they've just announced the new... Hey, I'm into Formula 1 now, guys. I've reached...
Will is aging. Yeah. It's fine.
It's my F1 segment. They've just announced that they're bringing VR to the F1 2022 game.
Could have gotten into pro wrestling. I took you to a New Japan show in London. You could have gotten into pro wrestling, but no. You'd rather watch people drive cars around a lap for like a day. And, the guy who started him first finished him first. What a fucking surprise. Oh, Formula 1. Hey, shit.
Hey, mate, watch. I know this isn't popular among the hardcore fans, but watch the Netflix show, Drive to Survive. It's basically anime. There are rivalries, there are crashes, there's drama, politics.
Do you know what else is basically anime?
Box.
Do you know what else is basically anime? Fist of the North Star. And that is better than whatever the fuck F1
but
shit
my point
you're trying to
I was gonna make was... Yeah, now they've announced the VR mode for that game. I'm eyeing up like silly, expensive F1 wheel setups with like realistic pedals and like.
Is this on PC or is it?
It's on everything.
PlayStation.
It's on everything. It's on PlayStation, Xbox, PC.
You
can play F1 2021 on Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an F1 guy, but I do love a driving game, and there's nothing like a driving game with the proper full.
I am
like when you're holding
playing
something.
Ridge Racer Type 4 right now.
Yeah, boy.
Really good.
One of the greatest games ever made. Yeah, no, like it.
One of the best to ever do it.
A full like steering wheel setup, wheel and pedals is so good. So yeah, I wouldn't.
Is it likely we'll get a Gundam one though? Probably not.
I don't think so because well, first off, a shooter wouldn't work, right? Because they're not going to get Valve to make it. You know, it's going to be like some silly studio, and they're never going to manage to fix the problem of like shooters in VR or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of see that as an impossibility. Maybe the cockpit thing is a little more plausible, but do they really do much with VR in Japan?
I don't know. There was all I know is during my time at Bandai, there was very little talk of VR.
Sure.
So
it was all NFTs, buddy.
I left before that really took off, thankfully.
A VR game I'd play is Gundam Maintenance, where you're in like a little ball pod going around in space, like clearing up debris or fixing the outside of the white base. That would be cool in VR. All
the things you could do in VR. And your choice is cleaning
you want to
up.
fix a car.
Yeah. Good Lord, you really are. You are becoming a Formula 1 fan in many ways. Yes. you'll be playing fucking Farming Simulator now. Anyway,
German.
Feb Gale posting asks, which Gundam era had the best mecha designs? Iron Blooded Orphans was my first love, but I recently made my own 8th MS team, and I am falling in love even more with grounded UC designs. Well, Feb Gale posting, I think you've answered your own question there, because my answer is the grounded UC designs. 8th MS team is peak mobile suit design. It never got any better than that, as far as I'm concerned.
Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
Any
I feel
other
like
opinions?
Wing was great. Like Wing felt consistent and not too far. I feel like a lot of suits nowadays, and I look at a lot of Seed and stuff, and it's like there's too much going on.
Yeah, that's the Nomura school of mobile suit design.
Yeah, put belts
I think there's a lot to be said for Double O.
Yeah. Double A had some
Exia's
crackers.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Nothing sexy.
They got chunky boys, they got skinny boys, there's some good variety in there, and they kind of cover a lot of good old bases, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing offensive. It's good.
There's a death robot for everyone.
Yeah, Wing's an interesting one. I really like the Sandrock, and I like the original Wing, and I like the heavy arms. I don't like the Death Sight at all. I think it looks like a
I
parody.
love the death side.
No, it looks like
wicked.
a parody of a Gundam. And then the Shenlong also exists. You know, it's firmly in is also here territory.
But you got the Torgeese, the Leos.
Oh yeah,
Torgeese is good.
The Torgeese is great. The Torgeese is fucking great. Yeah,
And it'd be remiss to not mention Turn A. Just the mad shit in there. The strange spheres of Turn A.
Points for originality for Turn A, if nothing else.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the flat is one that sticks out.
Oh god.
Hell yeah.
It's so horrendous. Rest in peace, Sydney. Like, I respect that they did something different, even if it didn't personally really appeal. But yeah. Is it going to upset you if I say I don't like the Epion either?
No, in fairness, that's the one to me that I'm not a massive fan of that one, to be honest.
All right, cool. So, yeah, grounded UC suits for the win. And our final question from Fistworthy 2022 in Zagok We Trust.
Oi oi.
At Rusty Steel Pipe. Very good username. Best grunt suit that isn't... Oh, sorry. Best grunt suit kit that isn't the Master Grade Zaku 2.0. That's a good question.
The real grade Zaku 2.0.
Hey!
Hey.
I need to have a think.
I love that kit, to be fair.
I mean, I assume, Calum, you would say the ball, right?
The ball is good. I don't think of that as a grunt, even. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Even though
It's such
like
a grunt. Yeah, it's the grunt.
it's not. It's. I don't even think it's a grunt. It's like below a grunt. It's like pure utility.
It's like admin mobile suit.
Yeah.
I'm going to
The
say
janitorial
the
suit.
Grimoire from G-Rico.
Grimoire from
That's a
Jericho.
nice shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
That
shit.
was it's got some nice lines on it.
I'm gonna throw in a curveball, and I'm not saying it's the best by all means, but it was a very enjoyable build, very nice, easy, quick, high grade build that resulted in a decent kit with a tiny amount of painting. Was from IBO? Is it the Grey's Ritter? Is the suit that woman pilots with the sword?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. Really quick, easy build. Looks good. Top tits. That's all I have to say.
Nice.
Yeah. Excellent suit.
Also, the HGUC Ack guy, which I built about 1 million years ago, is a lovely little teddy bear of a thing. So yeah, that's that. So that'll kind of clear us out, boys. We haven't had a huge amount to talk about. It's been quite a quick, cheap and cheerful episode. I appreciate, but we wanted to.
That suits me down to the ground. I am obviously massively exhausted constantly, but it's nice to come back on and say hi to everybody through the Media Love podcast.
We wanted to take this opportunity to have you on and to delight the listeners with your dulcet Scottish tones.
Yeah.
So we could.
My dulcet Scottish tones.
They're about to get more Scottish.
Yes.
Back in the motherland.
Yes, you're going to lose that pronounced German twang that you've definitely picked up.
Absolutely.
we will be back in the future.
Yep.
Callum may or may not
We've
be
got a
with us.
website.
Yeah. We do have a
We've got a
website.
website. It's gunplaclub.com. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. You know the drill.
Yeah. Join the Discord. There's a link on gunplaclub.com. It's cool. There's loads of people there. Literally hundreds of people talking about Gunpla, as one does in a Gunpla club. Yeah. That's about it. And then thanks, Chocomon, for your segment. I assume that Callum will have inserted it at some point. Yeah! Or maybe now. Maybe right now. Or if he's
I'll
already
be in the middle somewhere.
All right, so I just sound like an idiot.
In a cool break. I think
Where it
I'll
makes
just
the
pop it
least
in.
sense.
Yeah, probably right at the start.
Just like dispersed randomly throughout the whole.
Syllable by syllable.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. All right. Well, if you've made it this far, congratulations. I applaud you. Thank you for listening to us fill time. And remember that we love you. And yes, we will be back soon. William, you got anything to add?
Peace out, my pilots.
Peace out, my pilots.
Hell yeah, I like that. That's good. That stays.
Winter Games, very successful Winter Games in Nagano, as we take another look at Gandum, the unicorn robot.